All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to begin by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakwakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone Well. Peace, blessings, salutations to the full electors out there pushing, laboring, believing, and listening on to this truth with heart sincerity. I already made a blessed election be upon your houses. All right, the title and topic of this lesson, all right, is going to be on this video right here. It's a video from TikTok. And it's titled, it says, new study, do you make enough money to live comfortably in Florida? All right, you know, we're seeing how this Babylonian economy is, you know, consistently collapsing and falling. The divide, the US dollar is constantly decreasing, you know, constantly losing the power that it had behind it. All right, and your average Babylonian is you know, barely surviving, man. Right, your average Babylonian could barely afford to live in this place, man. Right, you know, it's like, you know, people got these, you know, got houses or apartments, and you know, you spending all your time at work, you don't even have time to be home. You know, it's basically like your house is pretty much a storage unit and a bed. That's it. You know, majority of your day is gone on that plantation or whatever case it may be, man. Right, in order to keep that roof over your head, man. And this is a reality for a lot of these Babylonians, man. All right, but this is the clip right here. I'm gonna play it real quick. It's a short clip.
Do you make enough money to live comfortably here? A new study by Smart Asset is revealing the answer. This year, the Sunshine State ranked 23rd in the nation for the annual income needed to live comfortably. For a single adult, it now takes more than $100,000 a year. For a family of four, it's more than $223,000. It could be worse for Florida residents. In Hawaii, a single adult needs to earn $129,000 a year to live comfortably, the highest amount of any state. Do you make enough money to live comfortably?
All right. So as you see in the clip, it says for a single individual to live, quote unquote, comfortably in Babylon, you got to make $100K. Right, you got to make $100K in order to, quote unquote, live comfortable in shit. This is Florida it's speaking about, matter of fact. Right, and then it also mentioned Hawaii. Right, and then it said a family of four. I believe it said about 225, if I'm not mistaken.
A new study by,
if I could fast forward it.
Four, it's more than 200.
Right, 223,000, man. Right, for a family of four. Right. Who in Babylon, man, you could go on Indeed or LinkedIn, you know, Glassdoor, all these different you know, hiring ads, right? These ads or these apps or websites to find a job. You know, majority of jobs are not paying nothing near 100K, man. Right? You probably getting, you know, 13, 14, 15, 18, maybe 20, 25. You know, if you got a trade, or maybe you got, you know, a type of niche type of a job, you know, whatever the case may be, man. You know, unless you working maybe a sales job, but other than that, majority of these jobs, these places, people aren't making 100K, man. Right? You got people that's making 30K a year, 40K a year, 50K a year, you know, and less, man. You know, this is just going to show you how, you know, this place is collapsing, man. Where it says you got to make 100K for a single individual, you know, in Florida, man, in Babylon, man. Right? So think about these other states, man, right, where the cost of living is high, man. Right? You know, as these, you know, the years prolong, you know, as time is continually going on, you're seeing the cost of living constantly going up, man. Right? You get paid, you know, your check on Friday, Sunday come, Saturday come, maybe Monday come, that check is gone, man. In one day, you know, out the other day, man. You know, this place is finished, man. But yet our people are so attached to this place, man. So in love with this place, man, to truly believe that this is how life should be. To think this is how they should be living, man. Right? We're not living in this place, man. You know, we're truly in captivity in this place, man. But you got Jake out here that think that they're not slaves, man. I think that they're free in this place, man. Right? You know? And a lot of G that has that mindset is because they received their consolation on this side, man. They received their prize. They received, you know, their quote unquote piece of the pie, man. So they think they good, man. But yet they know this place is collapsing around them, man. Right? You know? It's like standing it's like standing in a house, you know, or on a path, and everything around you is falling, it's collapsing, man. Right? But you're so naive to see the collapse that's happening around you because the spot that you're standing in is still good, right? But yet, do you know that spot is going to collapse too, man? Right? That's why you see so many of our people can't give this place up, man. They love this place so much, so therefore what? They're going to end up receiving the judgment that's going to come upon this place, man. They're going to perish with this place, man. They're going to get destroyed with this place, man. Right? This is a Haggai 1:6. It reads, you have so much. So let me close these ads out real quick. You have so much and bringing little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but you're not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages to put into a bag with holes. Right? That is what it's like in this place, man. Right? Money come in, money come out, man. Right? Your average person in Babylon doesn't have a penny in their savings account, man. Your average person in Babylon can't even save $1,000. Can't even save $500, man. Right? Majority of people are living paycheck by paycheck, man. Right? And then on top of that, you know, a lot of people, if they have a job, they lose that job. They're ultimately screwed, man. Because a lot of these companies, these different workplaces aren't hiring, man. You know, or they make it difficult to get hired, man. You know, you'll have a job listing, right, that gets posted, you know, and within, you know, a day or an hour of that job listing get posted, right, they say they have maybe 1 or 2 positions available. You'll see on the hiring platform that, you know, 100 plus, 500 plus, 1,000 plus people already applied for that position, man. They only gonna take 1 or 2, right? Think about that. The job just got posted within an hour. There's already 100 or 1,000 applications already put in, and they only have 1 or 2 positions open, man. Right? You know. Let me. You know what I could. You know, if I. You know, I'm not gonna do it, but you know, I would show, you know, a LinkedIn job posting just to show, you know, as an example, to show, you know, a freshly a posted job, to show how many people already applied to it, man. This goes to show you, people are living paycheck by paycheck. People cannot afford to live in this place, and also shows you what, this place is finished, man. Right? You have foreclosures at a all-time high, right? The foreclosure rates are at all-time high. Right, eviction rates are high, right? Homelessness is high, right? The cost of food is high. The cost of gas is high, right? But the pay is low, man. This place is finished, man. Right? Majority of people in Florida, right, aren't making 100K plus a year, aren't making 200K plus a year, as they say, for you to live comfortably, man. Right? And if they are, they working 2 jobs, right? Or 3 jobs, man. You know, I came across an individual that had 3 jobs, man. Right? 3 work from home jobs. Right? 3 different, he had 3 different computer setups, man. Working all 3 jobs at the same time, man. Right? Going to show you the hoops that these people are jumping through, man. Right? So what's gonna happen when this economy collapses fully, man? What's gonna happen when people cannot afford to live, when people cannot afford to feed themselves, put a roof over their heads, man? When it gets really bad out here, man. Right? I went on ChatGPT, right? and I just asked it, you know, the stages, in other terms, you know, of the collapse of an economy, you know, and the people and how they would react to these things, man. Right? And it gave me a couple points, right? A couple bullet points here. It's about 10 points, right? So the first one says economic stress, right? It says high debt, inflation, unemployment, failing wages, business begin failing, people reduce spending and stop investing, right? You know, and that's the spirit too, because, you know, I was having a conversation, you know, earlier this week with the owner of this corner store where I live around, and you know, I'd be talking to this guy, you know, yeah, Jake, you know, cool guy, you know, I'd be talking to him. He was telling me, man, hey, business is terrible, man. People don't even come in here anymore, man. You know, he be doing all different type of sales and deals and so forth, man. This is a corner store, man. You know, he's having deals and sales in there like it's a major grocery store. Buy one, get one. You know, half off. Buy this, you get this free. You know, it got so bad to the point this man is offering his customers, you know, if they spend $25, I believe, or a certain amount on certain items in the store, they could get a free lottery ticket, man. Going to show you how this place is finished, man. Right? But he was telling me how, you know, these past, you know, a few months, past year or so, right, business been slow, man. Right? And he has, I believe he told me he had another store or two other stores besides this. And he was like, this is the worst performing one, man. Right? You know, and to think about it, this is in this corner store is in basically in the heart of a neighborhood, in other terms, man. Right? You got homes all around it. You got complexes all around it, man. It's the only corner store this close, man. This convenient, but yet people still aren't shopping there, man. Right? Going to show you what? Like it said right here, people reduce spending. Right? People can't afford to go to the corner store and maybe spend, you know, a couple dollars on a drink or some snacks or food or whatever the case it may be, man. Right? People are truly penny pinching out here, man. Right? And also showing you, man, you go to a store or a grocery store or a restaurant, whatever the case may be, it's expensive, man. Right? Let me hit these other 2 points, or these other points right here. It says financial system crisis, supply chain disruptions, right? Companies can't obtain financing or imported materials. Fuel, food, medicine, and industrial inputs become harder to move. Shortages cause price to rise further, man. Right? And we seeing how all these things are already being affected, man. Right? So supply chain disruption, man. Right? It says government physical crisis, social instability, protests, strikes, political extremism, and distrust increase. Crime can rise in particular affected areas. Communities become increasingly polarized, man. Right? So in other terms, man, right? Civil unrest, man. Right? What are the people going to do if they can't feed themselves, man? Right? This society is truly being held together by a very thin string. Right? Because once that thin string snaps, full-blown anarchy happens out here, man. If people cannot feed themselves, what does that lead to? It leads to looting, you know, high crimes, you know, murdering each other, you know, cannibalism, you know, all different types of things as we've seen in these different type of apocalyptic scenario style movies, man. Right? Let me get this too. In 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, verse 16. Right? It reads, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Right? So these people aren't going to care about law and order, man. Right? They're not going to care about what their president has to say, what their leaders have to say, what their government officials have to say, what the police has to say, man. Right? The only thing on their mind is going to be, how can I get my next meal? How can I feed myself and or my family, man? You know, there was a movie, I believe it's on Netflix if I'm not mistaken, right? If not Netflix, maybe like Amazon Prime or Apple TV, one of these other platforms, right? It's called The Last House Standing, right? I believe that's the name of it, The Last House Standing, right? And in that movie, right, they ran out of food, right? And it got to the point of thinking about eating their own dog, right? They was like, if the dog dies, you know, shit, we might have to eat the dog, man. You know, save the meat. You know, you never know. That's the mindset that they were in. We're gonna have to eat our own dog, man. Right? Got to the point they were eating squirrels. They were eating skunks. All different types of abominable things, man. You know, just animals that's just out and about in the streets, man. You know? So how much more will these people do when they go a few days without food, man? Shit, a day without food, a couple hours without food. These people in Babylon, all right, truly do not know how to go without, right? They never, you know, go a day without eating, man. Majority of people in Babylon haven't fasted, man. They don't fast, right? This is a very, you know, gluttonous place, man, right? You know, the microwave society, you know, like the brother you want to be saying, man, you know, where they are so used to having things at a, you know, snap of a finger, a click of a button. You had your Uber Eats, your DoorDashes, your grocery stores are so close, you know. So when these things are no longer accessible and food is scarce or gone completely, what are these people going to, you know, ultimately go to doing? Right? Looting, killing, robbing, you know, and so forth, man. Cannibalism, you know, in order to survive in this place, man. Right? If you don't want to be on that, you know, receiving end of the Lord's judgments, man, you know, when these things begin to happen, then serve Yahweh Shema Shai. Serve the Lord if you don't want these things to be a reality for you, man. Because Scripture says the servants of the Lord are going to be the ones that's going to be, you know, eating and drinking, man. Right? Right? The servants of the Lord, we fast. Right? We have, you know, like the Day of Atonement, for example. Right? When we don't eat for a period of time, man. You know, eat or drink for a period of time. You know, brothers may fast, you know, for a day or two. You know, people aren't used to fasting, aren't used to going without. You know, aren't used to putting their bodies through these type of things, man. You know, so when these things become a reality for all of these people, they're gonna bug out, man. Right? And all these things is just showing you, right, from, you know, from this video, showing you how, you know, majority of people to live comfortably gotta make 100K for a single person, or 223K for a family of 4 to survive comfortably in this place, man. Right? Going to show you it's really a catalyst. It's really a domino effect of different things showing you the route this place is moving towards, man. Right? And I'm gonna get these last couple ones. It says loss of institutional capacity, political crisis, infrastructure failure, humanitarian crisis, fragmentation, state failure, right? It says at the extreme end, the central government loses meaningful control over portions of the country. Local authorities, militias, criminal organizations, or community organizations could fill the vacuum, man. Right? So, you know, when you see these different apocalyptic movies where they have, you know, different sects or different groups that's running certain parts of the country and so forth, man. You know, kind of like that movie A Civil War, you know, that came out a few years ago, where, you know, the country was basically split. You had, you know, one group running one side of the country, the other group running the other side of the country, at odds with each other. You know, these things will be a reality, man. Right? Right? So, hey, it's about to get real bad out here, man. Right? Major, like it says, sedition among men. Okay. Grab this in Proverbs, man. Right? This Proverbs 30:8. It reads, remove far from me vanity and lies. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me with food convenient for me. Right? So even though they're saying you got to make 100K you know, to live comfortably in Florida, man. Right? The Lord still gives his men, right, his servants, you know, our daily bread, man. We still able to survive in this place, man. Still able to feed ourselves. Still able to have a, roof over our head, man. Handle what we got to handle in this place, man. Right? The Lord is still giving us our daily bread, man. Right? That's all that matters at the end of the day, man. Is, as long as we get our daily bread, right? But as far as the rest of these people, right? These people don't live within their means, man. Right? They're trying to how that saying go? They're trying to, keep the Joneses, in other terms, man. Right? But hey, I'm gonna wrap it up with that. Lord willing, this was edifying to the elect of Israel. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Kwakwadash, that belongs to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone Well. Peace, blessing, salutations to for elected is out there pushing, laboring, believing, and listening on to this truth with our sincerity. Until next time, shalom, and a ball, Kwame Sharala, shalom.